cell phones. Now, little facts and figures about cell phones themselves. They make up they're tiny electronic devices, but they make up quite a large portion of the electronic debris that ends up in landfills. About 20 to 50 million metric tons of e-waste are disposed of worldwide annually. Now, in Canada, about 71% of all Canadians either own or will own this year a cell phone. Out of that 71%, only about 12% recycle them. Now, it's kind of interesting stat about cell phones is 96% of a cell phone is recyclable. Pretty much the entire cell phone can be recycled. Now, cell phones have some pretty nasty products in them. PBTs, they're persistent in the environment. They're bioaccumulative, so they can build up in biological environments, and they're very toxic. Cell phone components include things like arsenic, cadmium, and lead. Now, they're also coated with a certain coating that protects electronic components inside the phone. Now, the coating itself is made up of an iron ore called coltan, and coltan is mined in places like the Congo. Now, the mines in the Congo actually are starting to eat into mountain gorilla habitat and are affecting mountain gorillas themselves. So if we can reduce the need for coltan through recycling, then we can reduce the impact in the environment for mountain gorillas. So considering the impact that cell phones have and how easy they are to dispose of and easy they are to recycle, the Valley Zoo is asking for everybody to bring their used and unwanted cell phones down to the zoo and deposit them at the front gate in our receptacle. Now, we work with this company called EcoCell, and EcoCell will take these phones, review them. The ones that can be refurbished will be resold in third world markets, so we don't have to continue to produce new phones for third world markets. They'll cleanse the memories of these phones and then set them out there for resale. So that takes part of the reuse or repurposing component of cell phones. Now, those that can't be salvaged will be completely recycled. Components that can be reused to produce new cell phones will be used, and the other components will be completely recycled. Now, the neat part of the EcoCell program is that EcoCell itself gives us money for each and every one of those phones that comes into the zoo. Depending on the quality, depending on the numbers, we can earn up to $15 a phone. Now, we're taking that money and we're going to leverage that money and put it into the Edmonton Valley Zoo's Conservation Fund. Now, that conservation fund we use to fund environmental programs around the planet that specifically are aimed at endangered species. And I'll give you three that we're working on this year. We're working on the Makira Conservation Site in Madagascar, protecting lemurs. Everybody loves lemurs, right, kids? Yeah! The other one is the International Elephant Foundation, again, working to conserve and understand more about the elephants in the wild. And of course, my favorite, the Amphibian Ark. Amphibians are in peril all over the planet, and the Amphibian Ark is working in all regions of the world to conserve habitat and to do a great deal of research on things that are affecting amphibians. So the zoo will take any cell phone, PDA, or any of the charging equipment that's involved with that for recycling, and that will be turned into conservation funds. Now, we've already got a commitment from Alberta Mobility to help us out with that, and I go down there about every 2 weeks and collect bags and bags of used cell phones. So again, here we go with a local group that's helping us out. Now, we've asked a wonderful school from Stony Plain, the grade 3 students from Meridian School, to be the first to deposit in our bin today. This particular group, we've got one girl here that went and looked in the back drawer of Mom's kitchen and found a whole bunch of phones to contribute today too. So, without further ado, kids, shall we start the recycling program?
Yeah!
All right, guys, help yourself.
Oh, I'm being Sarah.
There you go. Fantastic, guys.